one thing's for sure, we're going to have some great games for you guys. So first up, it's looking like we've got Birdie versus Alex.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. The Alex player himself has recently gotten to gold.
Yep.
All warmed up.
Yeah, it's good. A lot of us have been getting up to gold recently. It's really nice to see. A lot of improvements, especially especially since the patch. Alex got a lot of buffs and improvements, so that's probably coming in clutch for Marzio. But right now, during the match, we've got a bit of neutral going on. Marzio's doing a bit of poking. I'm just gonna switch up. I'm gonna switch out my audio real quick for the viewers. Hold on.
So when I get good old Birdie versus Alex, I think it's going as far as I'm expected it to go.
Oh, bugger all! Round two.
Sorry for that, guys.
Fight.
Yeah.
But it's-
In this match, is this what you expected to see, or did you expect to see something different?
Alex players really like to rush people down. Alex doesn't have the best of neutral tools, and he's most effective once he gets close to the opponent. So at the moment, Marzio is really playing to that strength, trying to force his way in. But it looks like Gooey's got some decent defense on him. He's getting out a lot of these traps, taking back the corner. Big crush counter there. Marzio's using a lot of that new mechanic, that B shift.
Yep.
Trying to get out of trouble.
I already know that there's a few players in the server who's figured out ways to counter it. Is that that's the blocked CA.
Oh, bugger all!
Can't be waking up CA versus a character like Alex. He's going to hit you really hard if you do that.
Yeah, but you can always try.
Yeah. Marzio's in Gooey's face.
Yeah.
Time to say goodnight. Keep nuts.
Seems like this Birdie doesn't know how to deal once you get in, and Alex is also a grappler, and they seem to shine as soon as you get in close.
Exactly right. Oh, quick stun.
It's
Just a little under. Yeah, just a little under 80 seconds on the clock there.
Alex wins.
That was a really quick set. Alex putting in work this season. Those buffs really coming through.
Yep, definitely. I wonder who else we'll be seeing so far in these lobbies. Like, what other characters? Is there going to be any shenanigans?
But we can have a look now. We've got some Bisons. We've got Guile. Really buffed Ryu. And Birdie.
Yeah.
Birdie's a character you don't see very much. Same as Alex. Alex is a bit on the up and up at the moment. If you've been playing a bit of ranked these days, you'll see him a lot online. Same as Ryu. The Ryu army's really coming out these days after Ryu got quite a few nice quality of life buffs, and he's much better this season.
Yeah, that's what I've also heard. And Professor seems to be one of our resident Cigar players. So,
Yep.
if he is playing Cigar, I wonder what we see next.
Yeah.
Good old Fireballs, EXDPs.
A lot of Cigars in the server. We've got Professor, we've got Tom with his Cigar. I was playing him early today actually, and they all play a little bit differently. Some of them like to go in, some of them like to play the zoning game really hard. And Cigar sort of supports all of those play styles. I still think he's predominantly a zoner, but he's definitely got the damage output to really get in and do some work if you find the opportunities.
Definitely.
So Marzio wants to close the gap really quick and early this match.
Yeah.
You can see him trying to get in with that stomp. Oh, and he lands one. That chop is minus.
What we'll see next? A Tiger Uppercut? EXPP?
Or, yep, straight away.
Oh, nice
You can see
feature.
You can see Professor playing very aggressively this match.
Yeah.
A lot of activity happening between these two players.
Yeah.
Alright, Marzio's got the corner. Let's see what he can do with it. Oh, gets back thrown. This is the worst position you
Oh,
can
that
be in
was
this
a bad B
sweet part of life.
shift.
Yep.
Look at
Punish.
these fireballs. Ooh, nice one. It's one jab away, just one through frame. Good command grab.
Looks like I won.
Yeah, so Professor's going to have to start reading into those command grab attempts. Marzio really wants to get in and do some damage, so
Yeah.
neutral jumps and backdashes might be the key here. Alright, we've got a headbutt. Dashing command grab.
Look, I like
Well-
to see wake up command grabs, but that's because I'm a grappler player.
It's always satisfying to see a stun off a command grab.
It is. Oh yeah, your character Vega also has a command grab.
Yep.
Ooh,
Vega's command grab. Vega's command grab's definitely one you want to end around with.
Yeah. That's 2 crush counters and back to the fireball.
Oh
attack.
my god. Look at that damage.
That's a nice look.
Excellent punish on that flash chop.
Yeah, I'm feeling another like EXDP. Or EXI, I mean.
Oh.
Ooh, that was a nice chop
Trying to
move.
punish.
Looks like I won.
Yeah, Marzio's in here trying to punish that charge up with the with the shoulder, but didn't quite reach.
EXDP!
Professor's having none of it.
Yeah.
Tiger!
I'm not sure about you, but I'm always excited to see EXDPs. I don't know, they seem fun. Might also come from the fact that I can't do that.
It's fun whether they work or not. It's always hard.
Yeah,
Tiger!
'Cause
unless you're
if they-
seeing a Shoto and ranked.
Yeah, that's true. Then there's just like DPs flying all across the screen everywhere. Alright, we've got some poking going on. Professor is corner, but he's playing the corner game. Oh, wake up back throw. I don't know what Marzio was going for there on Oki. It looked like he just stood still and took it.
Come on.
Some poking, we've got some poking going on. Big jump in from Professor.
Ooh, side switch. Fireballs. Blocked. Ooh, that's a CA I'm seeing from the Cigar. Ooh, no, it didn't happen.
Yeah. Last hit for each player, but Marzio comes out on top on that one.
Sure. I don't know, there's always something satisfying as like hitting a CA on someone, whether it kills or not. But unlike some of you guys, I'm still one of the newer players in the game.
Yeah, wake up CA is really good if you want to chip somebody out. If somebody's coming at you and they've got 1 tick of life left, and you wake up super when they dash up to take their turn, that can be a really, really good application of using wake up supers. In general, it's a really risky option. If you think somebody's going to take their turn, delay teching and just waiting is generally the best way to go. But sometimes you can come out with some clutch plays waking up super.
Yeah, that's very.
Oh, Damo. Margin Bob's getting on.
So
wanna
the oh, so now we have to count the good old anti-air misses or hits. So like, it's just like Damo has a or Majin Bub, or the good old dictator of the server, the leader, seems to have a habit of
Warm up.
missing anti-airs.
Say his I'd say his anti-airs are much better with Ed. I'm not sure why that is. Yeah, I mean, Bison's got some really good anti-airs on him, but you can't say that Ed doesn't have really good anti-airs as well.
It's a 2-button anti-air.
Yeah, he's got a couple of them too. So he has quite a few options to knock you out of the sky. Marcio definitely likes that stomp, so let's see if Margin can react these stomps and shoulders and get some things happening here.
Yeah, and I also heard that he's also playing on pad for a change. So we'll
I'll have
see.
players do it. I tried the other day. Oh, you guys are legends for doing that.
Oh look, I've gotten used to playing on pad. It's easy. Like I also played not using the analog stick, just with the D-pad.
You'd never get used to that.
No, like to me it seems natural, but let's see.
We've got a lot of pressure in the corner here.
Yeah.
Oh, react to the stomp. Very nice. Throws him back in the corner. Got some pressure strings here.
Yeah.
Margin's just pinning Marzio into the corner here.
Yeah.
Big hit with the snatcher.
Come on, just wake up command grab.
I'm all warmed up.
Margin's playing really smart here, just holding
Yeah.
him down. Not taking too many risks.
There's a stun.
Good guess for the game. Right there, Damo had to guess. Was it a command grab or a big hit coming? And he guessed wrong, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Thought the command grab was coming, tried to backdash. Right, we got some pressure. Big crush counter. Moving him to the corner. Mazio looks a bit flustered. He's a lot less active than usual.
Definitely. It's just
Actually,
also,
definitely paying Majin the respect he deserves.
yeah.
Oh, doesn't want none of that mix up. EXDP's out.
EXDP. Oh, there's some stump. Oh, nice
Oh
neutral
my
jump.
god. Good eye on Majin to see that. Nope, that's a no mix up. So when Alex comes in for the stomp, he can either come down with a strike or he can come down with a command grab that hits
Oh,
you when you're
interesting.
standing up. Yep. And
Look, I play a very honest character, so I don't know what that's like, being a Mika player.
fortunately for Alex, it's one of his big weaknesses. It's a no mix up in the sense that both the stomp and the command grab that he can choose from, they don't hit an airborne opponent. So you can defeat the mix up just by jumping, reacting to the
Yeah,
Alex rising into the sky like that, and Damo definitely seeing that and reacting accordingly.
definitely. Also, something I haven't really seen a lot in the matches we've had so far is sweeps.
Yeah, not a lot of crush pounders going on. We've seen some big lariat crushes, but yeah, the sweeps have been pretty tame, which is good to see.
Yeah, also, from what the chat says, I definitely agree that I think Damo's gone ultra nerd instinct.
He's doing some
Was
work
that
right
a
now.
V-ship
Oh
into
my
CA?
god. The V-shift in the
V-shift into
CA.
CA.
What a chat.
That is like Galaxy Brain super chat move.
Looks like it's
What?
Do some mental damage, that one.
round 4.
Yep.
Fight.
So
See
is
what
that a
Damon's done
Damo,
in
please?
response. I think Damon was a bit upset about that one. Straight off the rip, dash up, tried to crush counter him. I got some posts going on. Lots of stomps from Mazio. Damon needs to keep an eye on those. Yep, another stomp.
I think he got tilted.
That was a really good block on that EXDP from Mazio. Oh, big mix up.
And
And stomp to close it out. Damon's just not reacting to those
yeah,
attacks.
people like, oh yeah, he's been upset, triggered. That's what the chat's saying. I kind of have to agree. Having that happen to you, like mid game when you have it going, is very not what you expected. Oh, and we have one of our favorite coaches up next.
Gel, he's been building up a stable of characters in the last few months. He's
Yeah.
got a Colleen. He's moving away from Guile at the moment. Unfortunately, Guile got hit pretty hard in the last balance patch. He lost a lot of his pressure strings, off
Yeah.
of his special attacks. So Rajel's been trying out new characters to add to his stable. The latest one I've seen is Fung, actually, which is a bit of an oddball character.
Me.
Yeah, you don't see Fang very often, and Fang has some extremely strong pressure sequences, not too dissimilar from pre-patch Guile. So
Interesting. Maybe that's why he's picked it up, not just for the troll. To troll. Because
yeah,
we all
definitely.
know. Okay, so I just have fun stories. He's one of the few people I know on the server that can just constantly hit people with the good old Colleen parry to the point that people are like, nope, don't want to play you anymore. I don't want to get parried again. Please just have mercy.
Colleen's parry, like you get hit by 2 or 3 of those in a round, you want to put the controller away and just walk off.
Yeah, it's like the guy who's upside down pick. But I'm seeing a Dan versus Fung.
Yep.
Expectations
So,
in this match?
well, I don't think Rajel's been playing this Fang for very long. He'll probably have some basic zoning and some basic pressure sequences to go with. But the truth can be said of Dan, right? Dan's not been out for very long, new character on the roster, so people playing Dan haven't had too much time to really dig into the character yet. So I think this will be, yeah, I think this is going to be a battle of the secondaries this match.
Yeah.
Big uppercut, very nice anti-air.
Oh, nice. But to be fair, Dan has also been figured out the Danfinite. The Dan Infinite, whatever you want to call it.
I'm not sure if
Yeah.
that's been patched out. We did have an emergency patch recently, so maybe that's gone now. We'll have to see.
So it's poison but frustration. Is that what the themes I'm getting at here? Because like when I play Dan, I've gotten slightly frustrated or annoyed. He's a joke character but strong.
In this game, they really overhauled him. In Street Fighter 4, he was definitely just a good joke character. You could definitely do some stuff with him, put in some work. He had some tools.
Definitely.
But in this game, they gave him actual combos using his taunt. His unique mechanic is Dan can cancel his normal attacks into his taunt, and it allows him to combo moves that normally aren't able to go into combos into actual combos.
Yeah.
I've seen some pretty big combos with Dan, actually.
Nice.
Damn, Mazio really aggressively pushing out of this corner.
Yeah. I just also want to say hello to all the other people who've joined us in chat. What a nice little slide and poke from our new Fong. I've also heard that there's a very, let's just say there's a server myth about the 8th ball and playing Urien. So we might see a Urien tonight. Do you think we will?
We'll see. Like, Rigel has been picking up Urien. He's one of the guys that's been studying him. But I think Fang's taking his attention tonight, so we might not see
What
it
a
at all.
nice dance sequence we just witnessed. Or will we get our resident pocket Urien?
Got the
And,
taunts out, the disrespect.
So
Gel's
I feel
gonna-
like
The eyes are going to be turning red on Rigel. He's going to go into Terminator mode now. He's going to be
Yeah,
coming for that
it's
W.
okay. But the thing is, like, if Rigel disgraces the coaches even slightly, I feel like we may have Julio's Urien appear.
Oh, yeah.
And if that
If this goes badly for Rigel, you can count on somebody coming in to clean up Mazio for Rigel's battered corpse.
yeah. Well, you know, we may just see redemption.
Oh, big whiff on the DP. Big combo.
Ooh. I also know that the poison's so frustrating to deal with.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the strengths of Fang is you can play him multiple ways. You can play him as a zoning character. You can use his really good plus frames on all his normals to pressure down. But I think the scariest way you can play Fang against your opponent is applying the poison and then putting your opponent in an endless block string. And while the poison's ticking down, it's terrifying. You're afraid to get hit. You're afraid to do nothing. He's very oppressive when he gets everything to line up.
Oh, that's very true. Ooh, just there's something when you're not in the receiving
wow.
end of the Dan, it's something so satisfying watching him in motion. But when you're on the end good old Rigel zone, you're like, what is this character? Why am I doing this? If I can beat Ryu's, if I can beat Ken's, if I can beat some of the other shadows. This is
Yeah,
Dan.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. Like, Dan is
I'm talking in general, not about me, because
Dan's no joke
Yeah.
in this game.
definitely.
He's always had fans and he's always had the ability to win games. But in this game especially, they really went in on Dan and made sure he was a character that people would want to play. Oh, wow. I had no idea. Bang must be one of those characters. Bang must be one of those characters that can cancel his sweep without knocking down with it because of the
Yeah,
two hits.
definitely.
I know Colleen has that property on hers where she can get the first hit of her sweep, canceling the trigger, and then combo off of it instead of getting a knockdown.
Yeah.
So really good of Rigel to see that. He hasn't been playing the character for long, so to know you can do that, really impressive knowledge.
Very, very true. I like at least you've got the knowledge and I've just got the hey look that looks cool at the moment.
Damn.
It's also good to know that like
Father, big bro.
I can always ask you questions for knowledge. And we've got the Dan and does that mean the Dan win? The winning? The whatever you can call it. Are we gonna see a Urien then?
We've got Chillwave, Gooey, Professor. It might be a while until we see a potential Urien.
Yeah.
Mazio's on a tear. 4 wins in this lobby.
Yeah.
Let's see what Chillwave's got.
And see,
Let's see if he
Rigel
can. Let's see if he can take a win.
in Twitch chat, I lost because I'm using a low tier excuse exactly how he planned it.
Rigel doesn't play low tiers. What are you talking about? Every character Rigel picks is the tippity toppest of tiers. Don't let him make you believe that Fang is a low tier. Fang has some stuff.
Also, it's good to see that one of my other Macedonian grappler places in the chat too. Good old Gertze, the Geef
What's
main
this
with
in here?
some of the coaches. Yeah, we even have good old Big Slice. Good old the son that Andy is better than like, you know, the father when it comes to the server Bison players.
We are seeing the Urian.
And we are seeing a Urian. Didn't last too long. It's a Urian plus 3 year.
Let's see how
Like-
Chillwave wants to approach this matchup. Big sweep into the block. Poor punish though. Whenever you block a sweep,
Yeah.
you get a really monstrous punish, depending on how far away you are when you block it. But that one was pretty deep. So Marzio definitely missed out on some big damage there.
Yeah. Also, I just saw a comment in chat say a Big Slice saying that his Mika is like Damo's Bison, but he doesn't have a Mika, which is a bit of a roast. Mazio is still in the wear and tear, or the tear. Are we gonna see some
Round 2.
sneaky moves from Chillwave?
Chillwave seems a little bit impatient at the moment. You can see him
Yeah.
really trying to walk forward, make his approach. Marzio is using a lot of buttons in neutral, so checking those approaches. Whoa, Chillwaves is in now.
Yeah, and it's just like as
Practical
much as I
combos.
love chat, it's just like if there's a I'm watching you kind of Terminator emoji vibe, you know Julio means it, but let's just see.
Okay, we've got V-Trigger activation here. Ryu gets super buffed in this V-Trigger. Every time he hits you with a normal, it's like he gets a counter hit. He gets really big combos that he normally can't get without the V-Trigger active. Each of Ryu's V-Triggers got really overhauled this season. So they gave that to his V-Trigger 1,
That's
the one you're
true.
seeing on screen now, and V-Trigger 2 has some really massive follow-ups on it now.
Very
You
true.
can tack a free 100 damage onto pretty much anything Ryu does.
Slide. We're finally starting to see slides.
Round 3.
Look, there's something about me and my like actual adoration of heavy buttons, even though I know they're not good.
So really good. You just have to apply them where they're most effective, you know? Like every tool in this game is effective as long as they're used at the right moments. You know, no tool is bad if you're using it the right way.
I'm also surprised we haven't seen a wake up EX headbutt, or Aegis mix up.
Yeah, very true. I mean, Marzio's been dying pretty quick towards the end of these games. You can see now he's only got a pip of health while he's got his V-Trigger ready to go. There's the mirror. Oh my
What a
goodness.
nice throw! Back
Got a bit
throw!
greedy. Got a bit greedy there. Dashed straight into Shieldwave. Shieldwave thought the throw was coming, tried to tech it, and ended up back throwing for the match.
Yeah. That's really cool. It's just, it was so clean to see.
I can see
He's a
Chillwave's
hyper.
been utilizing a lot of the Tatsu buffs Ryu got this season. So Ryu's Tatsu, if you didn't know, it used to only hit opponents who were standing up. So what Ryu used to have to do was he used to try and hit his crouching heavy punch button in combos,
Is that his
and
PA?
that is a big CA whiff. So he parries the punish.
Nice. So
Double dash,
here's-
throw,
yeah.
nice.
We'll talk about Ryu Tatsus in a second because what's going on screen at the moment is real interesting, real fun, real exciting.
Oh, double
Was
dash
that a
throw.
jump? The one thing I love about some of us who are in the rookie bronze kind of ranks, such as some players, is the no fear.
Yeah, definitely.
What a nice jump over the fireball. Come on, you just need a... What's a jump check? You just
That was
need
a
a
punish,
one
actually.
punish, okay.
That was a clean punish, yeah. Ryu's fireball's a -6 on block, and he unfortunately Chillwaves threw that one right into Marzio close range. So that crouch medium punch is 6 frames. It was actually just a clean punish.
So we're now seeing the good old 2 double Vs. We're going for the third on either side of which one's gonna win.
Yep. Damn, that was a nice air-to-air check with the jab.
Well,
Oh, I think he went for it again. Just a bit short. Yeah, a lot of jumping in this match. Good punish.
Yeah.
Oh, misses the tackle on the end of it though there. Sacrificing some damage in Oki. Mazio's got the V skill up, so he's got some armor. If Ryu starts to throw fireballs, he can tackle straight through them. He tried to do it just there. Unfortunately, he didn't use. I think he used the light one there instead of the heavy one.
Yeah.
Sacrificed a bit of range.
Come on, you just need one good. Oh, what a nice jump in.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Urian wins.
Yeah, you have to be really careful when you're playing a zoner. Those fireballs can kill you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There's some things that the chat's talking about that as much as I want to mention, it's better to just leave it in chat because we all know what the guys are like. There's always a bit of chaos. And what's next? Birdie and... Oh no, he dropped after doing a full sweep.
Yep.
Nice.
So Mazio paying everybody due respect, letting everybody get their games in.
We may have another player joining us soon.
Let's do this.
So they've got Professor Cigar versus Birdie. Who was the player? Gooey?
Gooey. I think he used to
Yep.
be a Vega player.
Yeah, he was playing Vega up until the last couple of days. I think he's trying Birdie out for size at the moment. So
Nice. Like, I'm
he's got
sure
some
you're...
huge buttons on him. Birdie's got some huge buttons on him, some humongous damage off of his confirmed. So maybe this will be a better fit. Maybe maybe the big damage is what Gooey's after in a character.
Yeah.
It ain't too late. Round one.
Let's go.
But this matchup should be a lot of zoning from the side of Professor, a lot of fireballs, a lot of big normals, and it should be Gooey trying to close the gap, get some big damage going up close.
Definitely. And I noticed that Professor chose an V skill too. Is that the Tiger Knee buff?
Yep, that's the Tiger Knee install. So that makes Tiger Knee more plus on block, allows Cigar an easier time in. I think it also allows him better juggles should he hit one in a combo as well.
Sure.
Just an overall buff. Really, really good install.
I just really want to see a good old EXP kind of chaos kind of rolling through. The true. These play. Oh, there it is. Thanks, Professor.
Round. Clean DP from Professor.
EXTP.
Fight.
So, yeah,
Needs
matchup
a good
knowledge.
punish on those slides.
If you can't enter your normally, it's better to DP. At least that's what I think. I think that's true.
It's okay until you get baited. If Gooey wises up, that's Professor's favorite, is to DP after blocking a jump in, then Gooey's response should be to just jump in and then do nothing. Wait for the DP to go sailing straight past him on his block.
Definitely.
Tiger Knee straight to the gut. Big fireball, another install.
Also, during that Tiger Knee, so can't you like try and dash up into a throw, or at least get ready for a next move?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the Tiger Knee's knocked down when they're installed or not. If he gets the knockdown, then you can probably dash in, get some pressure going. But at the very least, if your opponent gets hit by one, you get your damage, and you'll definitely get some plus frames off of it. So it'll be your turn still. Big sweep, good punish,
good
good
to know.
awareness. Back to the zoning game. Lots of wow, that was an uppercut from downtown.
Yeah.
Okay, command grab to get things started.
What I want to see from the Birdie, just a wake up CA, or just confirm into a CA, something spicy. It'll make everything a little bit more interesting, even though it's all good at the moment.
Bit of a risky slide there. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Slides in this game are very punishable. So.
Also, I feel like out of the Cigar plays we have, Professor's in the middle of kind of aggressive, but kind of like more zony. While we also have a super rush down Cigar and a super kind of zony, kind of like how you would normally see a Cigar played.
And that just goes back to Cigar as a character. He definitely has a damage output for you to go in with him and definitely put in some work.
Definitely.
Like 3-hit combos with that character are like 5, 6, 7-hit combos for a lot of rushdown characters worth of damage. So yeah, you can definitely do some work close up with Sagat. Generally, his tool set suggests you should play him as a zoner, but I've seen plenty of Sagats that don't mind getting their hands dirty up close.
Yeah. I think that when you don't expect a character to play how like they're more traditionally played, it's a little bit scarier. But then we get to see Lucky and Professor. So is that a Sagat and Cody? Who knows? I think it is, considering they're their mains. Cool.
Yep, Sagat and Cody. Yeah. So Cody in this matchup is the rushdown bruiser. He's going to want to come in, do a lot of damage up close.
Mm.
Sagat, the opposite. He's going to want to keep Cody out.
Round
That means are we gonna see Rock MDS?
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of anti-airs this match. Cody's got V skill 2, the sway, so he's not going to have the V skill 1 anti-air, the double kicks. So he's going to have to rely on his normals. I believe crouch heavy punch, maybe crouch medium punch. He's got a punch that goes straight up above his head. That's his go-to anti-air. Lots of big jump ins from Professor.
Look at those techniques.
Yeah, no regard for his opponent. Professor
Yeah.
just mowing down Lockie.
Like, Lucky and I think Lucky started a little bit before or after me. I'm not too sure, but we're still some of the very fresh rookies in the group because, yeah, he's still also doing a really good job. Oh, yeah, XDP. They're always fascinating to see. And
Players start
another
somewhere.
EXDP.
Players start somewhere, so it's good to see Lockie not afraid to play against, ranks much higher than himself for the experience. Really good to see.
Oh, another done.
Yeah. I think Lockie needs to do a bit more blocking, needs to respect Professor's offense a little bit more. Professor feeling very free to jump. He hasn't really been anti-successful yet, so it's leaving the air clean open for Professor to just get in over and over again.
Yeah,
Good
that
attempt there on the
definitely
anti.
makes sense.
Yeah, good attempt there on the anti-air from Lockie. He's catching on that's what's going on in this matchup.
Mm. But at the
He
same
has V skill. He has V skill 2, which is really good against fireballs. Perhaps not too experienced using it against a character like Cigar. Cigar just had his fireballs buffed, so they're really fast now.
Yeah,
Much more difficult to use V skills to get through fireballs and reaction now. So yeah, I can understand if he's having a bit of difficulty using it.
and
Yeah,
that is-
Professor, no fear, going straight in.
win.
Okay, cool. So, from what I saw, there's going to be an invite sent after this match, and then we're going to see the good old General Dictator, the good old
It's go.
Majin Bob himself against Professor.
This is always a good match to watch. Cigar versus Bison. Bison
Yeah.
has a lot of forward advancing tools to try and close the gap very rapidly. Cigar obviously really big buttons to shut all of that down. So yeah, this will be a battle of attrition. And ironically, both characters are very good at chipping each other down as well. Once
Yeah,
Bison gets in, he can put you in endless pressure strings if he has meter. Whereas Sagat has the fireballs, the space knees. Both of these characters are very good in that regard.
definitely.
And it looked like Professor in the last round was jumping very frequently. Damo infamous for struggling with his anti-airs. I can't say I'm not part of that club. Anti-airing this game with certain characters can be very difficult. But I think in this matchup, Professor's not afraid to jump. He's shown that the last couple of games. So if Damo shows that he can't anti-air all of Professor's approaches, it's going to be lights out for Damo. Will we see the Bison or the Ed? Let's watch.
Yep. Or will he bring out the Honda?
Oh, we're going for the Ed.
Yeah.
All right. Sticking with Ed today.
You challenge the king.
So he's
What
choosing
would be
V
fun
skill
to see?
2.
Yeah.
So we've got V-Skill 2, V-Trigger 2. V-Skill 2 on Ed is a sway very similar to Cody's. Goes straight through fireballs, and it has 2 levels. It has a charge and uncharged version. So both of those are going to come in clutch in this matchup. We'll see how many that Damo can get off against Professor Sagat.
Definitely.
Round 1. Fight.
All right, is Professor going to go for the early jumps? Let's see.
So it's like the good old zone out technique. Just chuck fireballs and see what you'll do about it.
Yep, there's that sway. There's that V-Skill too. Very nice. That thing has so much reach. It's going to be very problematic for Sagat throwing fireballs in this matchup.
Yeah.
Ooh, big miss on the punish. I can see the attempt there, but might have needed a Kara uppercut there just to get that little bit of extra range. With Tiger Knee, Damo was not expecting that. Eats a throw for his troubles.
Next, another throw for the win.
Oof.
How good.
Yeah. Yeah, once Professor gets in, it seems that his momentum just doesn't end.
Okay. Yeah, this don't block and this close to a person who doesn't block. Just to give everyone a bit of context about Damo, it's just like we have to block in this game to try and get an advantage, right? Like as much as our characters' bodies and faces can be meat shields, they can't always be a meat shield for damage.
Yeah, that's right. It's better to block than get hit. Wake up super.
There it is. That's what I wanted to see.
Yeah, that's that chip out we talked about at the start of the stream. No matter what Damo did there, he tried to take his Oki. That super, it was going to chip him out no matter what. Supers are the only moves in this game that can chip opponents out of their health bar. If you have 1 tick of life left, the only thing that can break your guard is a super. Yep.
And I just saw in the chat again that a certain coach, the infamous demon or fairy or ogre of the server, might be tempted to come in to this lounge eventually to give a certain someone a bit of what for.
Oof. Yeah, Julio. Don't mess with Julio when he's angry about your anti-airs.
Oh, did we just see Did we see a few missed jumps and a few missed anti-airs from a certain someone?
Yeah.
Or,
I think Damo was just getting a bit overwhelmed there. Too much going on, and he just couldn't process what he needed to do. Couldn't react.
Yeah, and he said he
Yeah.
can't get his controller to work anymore.
That's never good. You need your controller.
And the ritual screwed him up. Not sure what ritual Julio is talking about. But fair enough. Let's see, we have Rachel and Professor No.
I think he's going to go... I mean, he's got a whole stable of characters. Do you think he'll play Colleen? Do you think he'll play Guile? What do you think
I
Rajel's going
really
to go
want to
with?
see the Mika. He does
Mika?
have a Mika. But then
Why?
again, I'm a Mika player. It's
Yeah.
always nice seeing my girl in action.
Mika
Like
versus Cigar might be a bit of a hard matchup.
Sure. Yeah, it'll either be Fung, Colleen, Guile, Urian.
If I had to pick one going in this matchup, I would probably pick Guile myself. But yeah, Rajel goes with the Fang. I think he's really committed tonight to trying out this character and trying to get to grips with how he operates.
Yeah, definitely.
Round 1.
This will be super interesting, actually. I want to see what Rajel has against a fireball game, a very strong fireball game at that. Taking this matchup, the damage Rajel's going to tick over time with poisoning is going to help make up for the damage he's going to take trying to compete with these fireballs and getting clipped by a couple.
I know that with some of those poison things, if you have a character that has a sweep that can slide or carry you a bit further, you could possibly get away from at least one of the hits.
Yeah, Fung has the coward crouch. I don't think it's called that. I think that's what Blanca's is called, but it's the same kind of tool. He can crouch under the fireballs, and he has moves he can do out of it.
Yeah. Like, I know
I-
also Mika has one of them, too. And then overhead, more or less, or an aerial. Maybe the drop
There's that-
kicks.
There's that really weird jump in heavy kick from Fang. Fang is the only character in the game whose jump heavy kick goes backwards. So he turns around in the air and then hits in the reverse direction. Very strange character. There's that coward crouch.
But hey, at least we're seeing the DP anti-airs. I think
Yep.
I've seen a couple more anti-airs this much than last.
Yeah, I believe that's crouch medium kick from Fang. That kick he's doing there, the one where he drops his leg on the opponent, that one actually works as an anti-air, believe it or not. It's got a very vertical hitbox, and Fang's hurtbox lowers very low to the ground, so you can use it as an effective anti-air.
Ooh. The Molino, hey? What a nice dash up there, I think it was. That's what it seemed like. Fang's weird. I feel like
Yeah,
his
very
sleeves can
strange.
be a little hypnotizing sometimes.
Oh man.
A little. Oh. Come on. Is that a... Oh,
That's gonna
nice.
kill. Cigar does so much damage with that Tiger Cannon.
Round
Yeah.
3. Fight.
There was more on that if Professor wanted it too. That combo could have kept going. So,
Yeah.
humongous damage coming out of this character. Big stand heavy kick. One of the better anti-airs in the game.
Oh, interesting. Every time I see an EXDP, I will call it. I kind of feel like I have to.
Like DP's in neutral.
Hey. A DP is a neutral, isn't it?
Bronze tech out here.
Yeah. Oh, what are we going to see next?
That was a hell of an anti-air. I didn't even know that button from Fang anti-aired like that.
Neither. Rachel's either putting in work or pressing buttons and hope they work.
I reckon that was deliberate from Rigel. But Rigel there showing off just how many anti-air options Fang has. He has
Yeah.
both of his medium kick options. He has the cloud. He has from downtown. He can use that you know the thing where he like throws out his sleeves. God, I don't know Fang. You never see them. What's the name of that
Also,
move?
from what I just saw in chat, Rachel was like, oh, the sun's in my eyes, considering he lives in New Zealand, which is roughly 2 hours ahead of us, so what, it's almost midnight over there? What sun are you talking about?
Obviously, it's a reflection off the moon that he's talking about. Rigel
Probably.
doesn't. Rigel would never lie to us.
I don't know. Cool.
We got an update from the hand of God here about the stream going on.
Yeah, it's so weird when suddenly the head producer just kind of just whispers in your ear. Or not
Might be swapping-
whispers.
So we might be swapping commentators very shortly. We'll see how
Yeah.
we go. Somebody in the chat, I hate Fang. Yep. I think everybody hates Fang.
Yeah. Trust me, if you think Riddle's fangs worse, I played against both Lewis's and Peter's. So they're worse.
Fight. Hadouken! Hadouken!
Ryu versus Cigar.
Shoryuken!
Big uppercut whiff.
I would
Big
love
punish
to
to go
see a
with it.
Julio plung.
Julio Fang. Oh God, help us.
Ooh.
Throwing that knee. Good punish. When you don't know the frame data for a move, but you're convinced it's negative, trying to throw your opponent to get that guaranteed 130, 140 damage, never that bad of an option. Especially when you're playing in the lower ranks. You know,
Yeah.
it's important you get that punish. It doesn't matter where it comes from. It doesn't matter how much damage you get, as long as you get a punish. Yeah, definitely
That's
important.
true, unless it's the upside down kick, the -2 button from Guile that always seems to work, aka renamed belovedly or infamously the dickhead button.
Dickhead button. It's
A
definitely strong.
asshole button, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of jump-ins, not a lot of anti-airs.
Oh, there's one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cigar can
Tough
juggle
as
off that stand
curse.
heavy kick. Cigar's stand heavy kick is almost a better anti-air than his uppercuts, to be honest.
Oh, interesting. To be
Ooh,
fair,
straight over the fireball.
I really want to see this Gary Urian that's been talked about in chat. But that was a good match.
Fight.
You need to start the match. Some characters have moves that they can use straight off the round start spacing, and it'll
Yeah.
automatically space their moves to make them safe. So that might have been what Professor was going for there with that Tiger Knee, hoping that
Fair
it would get
enough.
blocked.
What an
Damn.
EXDP.
Jeez. Professor just ripping chill waves apart.
Yeah. You know how sometimes with the Shoto characters, once you get going, you just need to let it rip? I feel like that's what Professor's doing. He's just letting it rip.
You
Which
can
is,
definitely see some. You can definitely see like solid play amongst the rushdown. You know, like a lot
yeah.
of the reason he managed to get that round was the stand heavy kick anti-air inside his pressure. So yeah, Professor definitely balancing his offense and defense decently well during these matches, and it's really helping him to get those stuns and get those rounds closed out.
Let's do
So I'm pretty sure we are gonna be switching over commentators too.
Yep. So we'll
I
switch commentators now.
Yep. Well, it was lovely commentating with you, Nick, and
Yeah,
thanks
likewise.
for having me stream. I'm stepping out and I'm introducing you all to the son of Majin himself, Big Slice, aka one of our Salty Scrubs participants too, who won against good old Clumsy.
Yep, and one of our bisons that also doesn't have any anti-airs.
Takes a little bit better than his father. Anyway, I'm stepping out now. Enjoy, guys, and enjoy the stream. Viewers, love you all.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Millie. Have a good night.
Bye.
Hello.
What's up, Chris?
Not much, man. How are you?
I'm good. Watching some.
Thanks. Thanks
Just
for the,
watching-
the lovely introduction. Nothing.
Joke at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah. Nothing untrue was said. Nothing untrue.
It's okay. We're all in the same club. No anti-airs here.
Oh yeah. Hopeless.
No,
Yeah,
Professor's taking all of them. All these big stand heavy kicks he's throwing out.
yeah.
Like that one there. Holy shit, that does damage.
Oh yeah. It's a big slice of pie.
Yeah.
Matsuo play. I don't think I've seen him play Guile. He's playing a lot of characters tonight.
Yeah. Mazio's go-to is usually Alex, but I suppose Guile's still got the charge.
It's that Tiger Cannon.
I know. Cigar this season's a machine. There's so much damage output. Those high tiger shots. Yeah, those high tiger shots got buffed as well to be faster. So.
Oh yeah, no, I noticed. I tried to absorb one, and I was like, oh my, this is very different. This is very
Yeah. And it's not the fact that his high tigers are faster that makes it scary. It's the fact that he has two different fireball levels, high and low, and the difference between their speed. The low ones can be very, very slow. So when Cigar turns around and chucks a really fast high tiger at you, it can really catch you off guard.
Oh yeah.
Big uppercut, interrupting Mazio's stream. Humongous stand heavy kick.
He's on fire with those tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think Mazio's undoing here is he's not committing to the ground as much as he probably should with this character. Guile's got a fantastic ground game, so I think Mazio here needs to leverage that a bit more.
Round 3.
Guile's booms face up against Cigar's tiger shots.
Yep. I mean, Guile's sonic booms are still one of the best projectiles in the entire game, so
Yeah.
when you've got a tool that strong, you definitely make use of it.
Nice flash kick.
Flash kick, get off of me. Mazio doesn't want any of it. I was using that Sonic Cross to really mess with Professo's confidence with those fireballs. Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
Look at the damage output of this character. Oh my god. Good 40% there.
No fly zone tonight.
Yep. Yeah. Mazio, I think, is jumping just a little bit too much. It's becoming a bit predictable. Professor is really watching out for those stand heavy kick opportunities.
I mean, I know we were just joking about it, but you can see all the difference an anti-air makes.
Oh, absolutely.
Mazio not putting out too many, and Professor is just nailing them with the standing heavy kick every time.
Yeah. I mean, in Cigar's case, you get enormous damage every time you get a successful anti-air, but even if your character can't hit quite as hard as that, and you just get maybe, one hit's worth of damage and no mix-up, it's still important to establish your anti-air game so that you can effectively play the ground. If you can't force your opponent to respect your ability to stuff out the air approach, then there's no reason for them to stop jumping at you throughout a match.
Clean.
But yeah, like, the damage is a nice cherry on top. Every time you successfully anti-air, you get big damage if you Cigar. But yeah, you can really see Mazio's game plan was a little bit shaken there once he understood that he was getting demolished from jumping. And that's it, right? Like, when you're playing Street Fighter, jump-ins are a very powerful tool. The potential payoff if you land one is absolutely enormous. So there's a lot more reward than risk, and that's why you see a lot
absolutely.
of that's why you see a lot of lower rank players abusing jumps like crazy. But that's why anti-airing is such a big part of the game, right? Like,
Yeah,
you have to remove that option from your opponent to really mess you up by jumping in. So we've got the Birdie back. Birdie and Cody.
Round one. Fight.
Big slide to start the match. Mocky opting to go with V-Skill 2, which is the sway. I wonder if that goes through a lot of Birdie's chains and things. Perhaps that's why he chose that V-Skill there.
His V-Skill 1, is that a true reversal?
I don't if it is. I know it has air invincibility, but I'm not sure if it has grounded invincibility. So if you're trying to use it to get out of strings and stuff, I'm not sure how that would go.
Yeah.
It'd definitely be useful against airborne specials like Yuri and headbutts and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to do much for his command grabs. Oh, no.
Oh, 2 in a row. Damn, that's some damage.
That's the worst feeling, isn't it? 2 in a row, sometimes 3.
Yep. And the worst feeling is when you know your opponent's after it and you try to stop it, but you're just at 1 frame too late and it goes off before you think it's going to, and you die to it anyway.
Was it Bison Lane? There's nothing scarier to me than a grappler with Oki.
Yeah, definitely. Like, when you're learning to fight characters like Geef, it's one thing, like, you just have to worry about that one tool that Geef has, but there's so many grapplers in this game. You try learning Laura, for example. Like, it's so complicated fighting grapplers in general. Yeah. When Cody goes for those rapid jabs there, for each additional one he does, he becomes more and more unsafe should you block the sequence. So right there, Cody was -6 after the second jab. If he kept going, he would have been -7, and then -12, I believe, if you block the entire sequence. So, yeah. So it's a good tool. Good tool for Cody on hit, but yeah, not really an offensive tool on block.
It's V-trigger cancelable though, so if you've got trigger on board, I'm not sure if it's right up till the end of it, but a good way through, you can still cancel into V-trigger on block.
Yeah. So the string has 4 hits. You can cancel off the final hit. Yeah. And then once you cancel, if you've got the pipe, V-Trigger, V-Trigger 1. I don't know if that's V-Trigger 2. I'm not sure if Cody has the knife in this V-Trigger. But one of the V-Triggers, he gets a really powerful command grab, and that rapid jab sequence into V-Trigger activation sets up his command throw 50-50.
Oh yeah. So Clumsy's hit me with that many a time, regrettably.
Yeah, it's a strong sequence. Because if you try to backdash or jump out, you're getting a pipe to the face every time. Yeah, Cody's got some stuff this season. I haven't looked at his patch notes to know, but I've seen some of the clips on Twitter, and I've seen one hit into a sequence, into a command grab, into a full stun, just off one hit from zero. It's absolutely nuts on that character.
It's scary. I'm gonna be ducking Clumsy for a little bit. Don't tell him.
You're definitely going to want a secondary with a fireball for that one.
Yeah, oh yeah.
How are you finding the balance of the game now that we've had the balance patch, Chris?
Haven't had too much of a chance to play, actually. I've just wrapped up. I think I was big playing Final Fantasy VII for the first time, like the old version. But I'm just getting back into Street Fighter now.
Yep. Welcome back then.
Yeah.
Bit ranked in those few days. It's
Fight.
Still got a Ken out. You might see a bit of Rago Ken here. Full screen Tatsus and DPs.
Wake up, Tatsu.
Punish. Really good punish. I wonder if Castle plays Ken on the side.
Everyone needs a pocket 3-bar Ken.
Absolutely. What would CFN be without 3-bar Kens? Alright, we going for the EX? No, we're going for the regular Tatsu. Ooh. Big missed anti-air opportunity there. That would have sealed up the game. But he gets it anyway, the EXDP off the minus frames.
It's interruptible, isn't it?
It is, yep. So that medium Tatsu is really minus, I believe it's minus 8 or 9, something like that.
Yeah.
So you can stick out your heavy buttons when you block that one.
Can be tricky for newer players to get the timing right, but yeah, I think I usually if I because a lot of people will do that with different characters. So if I don't know the frames, I usually just try to punish it with 3-frame.
Yep, and that's always the safest way to go. Don't bother trying to throw them. Don't bother trying to do any of that jazz. Just go for your guaranteed damage. Get your Oki. I have to admit that conversion of Ken's V-Trigger 2, Shoryu Rapper into the Super, it's a really cool looking conversion.
It's pretty nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Fight.
Ken can juggle a lot of stuff off that. I know he gets regular Tatsu, he gets EX Tatsu, Super. I wouldn't mind betting he gets EX DP, to be honest. He probably gets even more in the corner. He might even get triple DPs. Shoryu Rapper into double DP. Oh wow, what a conversion.
Nothing that puts fear into my heart than the phrase triple DP. Oh
my god. What a godlike play. V-shift out of the super chip.
Ken wins.
Right there, Castle could have just blocked that. But he was like, no. I've got meter. I want to show off a bit. We're going to try out this new mechanic.
Style on this poor boy instead.
That's really impressive. It's nice seeing all these characters punishing out of V-Shift now. Because you've got your V-Break follow-up out of the new V-Shift mechanic, right? So you can do the invincible backdash, and then you have a follow-up that knocks the opponent down and does some great damage. Unfortunately, you don't get any pressure out of it. Your other option, though, is if you have a character with a really far-reaching normal to pick up a punish, like Bison stand heavy punch, for example, you can V-shift out of your opponent's block string or wake up option and get your full punish in. It builds back your bar. That you spend on the V-shift, you get half of it back, plus you get a full punish. So you can get your knockdowns, you can get your Oki going. It's a much better option than V-break.
Yeah, I was gonna say through all of this, it has seemed like that. If you've got the button available, it does seem like just flat out the better option.
Yep. I mean, it's a very powerful option, and it's relatively cheap too. Very safe. If your V-break is blocked, you're only -2. It's not the end of the world.
I think the hardest thing to get used to with V-shift is having to stick in the neutral position, because otherwise you just get a button. I've been blown up multiple times from being counter hit.
Yeah, because muscle memory, when you're trying to check like a gap in a string or something, you're always holding block or holding back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so releasing the stick fully back to the neutral position to get your V-shift to actually come out, instead of accidentally getting like a stand heavy punch inside your opponent's block string and getting killed for it. That's muscle memory we're all going to have to build over time. But I mean, we push forward for V reversals already, and we've worked that into muscle memory, so it won't be too long before people get V-shift down. Block Tatsu, that's I want to say it's -7 from Akuma. So appropriate punish there from Damo. Oh, sweep into the block, big punish. Akuma's terrifying when he hits you with a Tatsu into the corner. Oh, missed punish opportunity there. Could have got so much more out of that. The players have super stock, so the next hit, if they want to spend it, will kill.
Oh, cheeky.
The no mix-up, -2 into an EXDP.
No, sir, you cannot have your turn.
Boring.
Well, looks like Majin's having some controller issues. Good punish from Castle. That Ed stand heavy kick, Castle tried to punish that one with stand medium kick. Unfortunately, the stand heavy kick on block is only -4, so that punish isn't the... You really need a jab punish for that thing. Right there, yeah. 4-frame jab. Back throw into the corner. He's got corner control now. Damo's got to really try and escape here. You can see Castle backing up, getting into range to anti-air, in case Damo wants to jump out of the corner.
He manages to walk himself out there.
Yep. Although that hasn't lasted for long. Castle really rushing in now. Yeah, Ed gets Oki off that, unfortunately. It's one of the few characters in the game where he can EXDP you on the ground and then double dash and he's still plus. There's very few characters that get that. Yeah. I mean, it's that risk-reward thing, right? If it hits, you get pressure and damage, and you get them off you. It's a really good option.
There's a certain fearlessness that goes into Ed players, I think.
Yep. Right, it gets good Uki off that conversion. Back into neutral again. You can see Damo's electing to try and crush counter Castle's pokes in neutral, throwing out those preemptive stand kicks. Oh,
Nice.
Base the demon. Very nice conversion. Meterless kill. Saves all his meter for the next round.
Final round.
Now he's fully stocked.
Yep. Akuma has very low health in this game, so an early hit into super at the start of the round would give Damo an incredibly big life lead.
Now we see
This is
the
a
rare anti-air from Damo.
The elusive anti-air.
Someone get David Attenborough on the line. We've seen a rare one.
Needs to be studied. Alright, let's see what their decisions are in neutral here. Castle looks to be just moving around, adjusting his spacing, looking for that whiff punish, which he gets. Fireball point blank into Damo. That's minus, so he gave up his turn there. Big uppercut. Damo's fully stocked. He needs that V-trigger activation right here. Ooh, very nice.
Very nice.
You win.
Never thought I'd see the day when Damo wins with an anti-air. Very good. Credit where credit's due, Damo.
Round of applause for Damo. Alright, so Damo goes on.
Time.
Very impressive to see somebody playing 11, though, I must say.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you have to remember that the castle might not know too much about some of the characters he drew there, so to do that well with this character, very impressive showing. Alright, so we've got Majin versus Rigel.
Let's do this.
Will we see the Fung again? I think we will.
Yeah, I don't think he's switching off Fang tonight.
You told me just before that he wants to learn as many annoying characters as he can.
Fang, I think, is...
His sixth character.
Yeah, which ones does he have? He has
Guile,
he has Guile.
Colleen, Urien. Yeah, now he's playing Urien.
Here's the Urien, yep. Cammy.
Cammy, Mika, and now Fung as well.
Fang, yep. You know, by the time Street Fighter 6 rolls around, he'll probably know half the cast.
Just in time to learn half the cast again.
Round 1.
I mean, if he can learn 20 characters in Street Fighter 5, who knows how many he'll master in Street Fighter 6?
Ooh, we've got the team
Got
out to
the
start.
early disrespect. You need to kick his ass, Rigel.
Please make him eat his words.
Missed anti-air there. Yeah, unfortunately, Urien's crouch heavy punch is not a cure-all anti-air.
When
You
it
do
does
have to
hit,
account.
he gets
Oh, yeah.
pretty heavy damage off that.
Yeah, you get some really nice conversion off it, but it doesn't hit cross-ups, and it's got quite a few spots where it doesn't hit. You can empty jump it as well, just land straight in front of Urien, it'll whiff right in front of you. So, yeah, Urien's one of those characters where you do need to master a couple of anti-airs. I know that stand heavy kick, the axe kick, really, really good at catching cross-ups. -1 into EX.
Ooh, good jump back.
Round 2. Fight.
Yeah, that's a really good answer to Ed's charge heavy punch. Just jumping back out of it, letting him land under you for the heavy kick. Gets you some really nice damage. Rajo really seems to be holding his charge in neutral. You can see him just holding steady like a rock, not moving from his position.
That's the guile in him.
Yep. Yeah, he's not afraid to just sit there and watch you move around him.
It's a different skill set playing a charged character that wants to move forward all the time.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the benefit of playing multiple characters. You get to learn each of those different playstyles. Yeah. Yeah, you can see Rigel not budging, letting Majin do what he wants to do and then punishing appropriately.
Fight.
Big headbutt whiff at the start of the round. I hate that move so much. Yeah, for this reason.
That's awful.
For those of you watching this and thinking, why is Majin not checking those? It's like a really weird thing in Street Fighter. You're always expecting to block the hit that's coming at you. And when you crouch, Urien's headbutt doesn't hit you. So you just sit there waiting for it, and he ends up throwing you. So,
Okay, so it whiffs on crouch, so that's why it works.
yes. Yeah, it's really annoying because you'll just sit there waiting for it to hit into your block, and it never happens, and Urien gets to hit you.
Here I was thinking it just had really magical spacing or something like that, or it just would happen to never hit you after certain normals or something like that.
Yeah, no, these Uriens just throw it out. There's the super, very nice. Very clean ending off the mirror. It's think the issue there for Majin was he was just a bit too active, trying really hard to get his crush counters going, trying really hard to get his dash-ins and jumps, and Rajel was very comfortable to just sit there, hold his ground, and wait for those options and punish accordingly. So, yeah, very very good defensive play there coming from Rajel.
Definitely. Seems like it really still needs to sort of be the one that approaches in that kind of matchup. I know he's got he does have a fireball, but it's not like Urian's.
Yeah, I mean, if your opponent's just sitting there waiting for you to walk into their attacks and just holding their ground, you do still have a couple of options if your moves aren't as long range as theirs. I know that Urian has very far-reaching crouch medium kicks, very good pokes in general. He has the quarrel kick, so it can be hard to approach Urian in neutral if he's holding his ground. One of the options you do have is to walk up and preemptively hit a fast button to try and catch them out of their longer range button. So, for example, if you think the Urian's going to crouch medium kick, you can just walk up and crouch light kick on approach, and just hit them out of their moves preemptively. So you do still have some options if your opponent is playing that way. It is a bit risky, and you do have to read your opponent a little bit to try and figure out what buttons they like hitting.
Yeah.
So back to the Fang again. We've got Ryu on the screen, newly buffed Ryu.
Like a buff for you.
Yeah, Ryu's going to be a legitimate threat in CBT. Big block Tatsu. Ryu's specials are all death on block, so no matter what you block, you get your biggest punishes so long as you're in range. Uppercut, very obviously. Tatsu's are all -12. Donkey kicks are -16. Very, very punishable. So, yeah, a lot of Ryu's moves he has to confirm into. You can't just do them freely. Unlike Fang, whose special moves are very low commit. Fang can space out his sleeves. He's got the cloud. He's got the fireball. A lot of Fang specials he can just do in neutral.
Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about it.
Yep.
Good jump in. No, it doesn't follow up.
You can see that Rajel was trying to jump in and get the cross up, but he picked the wrong button because Fang's jump in buttons are all backwards. They're all very strange.
Round 2.
Naturally, you want to go in for a jump in medium kick to get the cross up, but Fang's cross up is his jump heavy kick, which is very unnatural if you're not used to it. And you can see this same style Rajel's playing in this matchup as well. He's just holding his ground, not really moving backwards to space himself out from the opponent, walking forward occasionally, but really just standing there like a stone, holding his ground for the most part.
Letting the poison do the work for him.
Yep. There's that cross-up heavy kick. Very weird. Fang turns around mid-air to hit you in your back. Very interesting. Fang has had V-Trigger for a little while now and hasn't chosen to pop it.
This is the special where he sits on the floor. Is that like a stance?
Damn it.
I believe it is, yes. So that's his V-skill, I believe.
Okay.
So actually, I'm not sure if it's his V-skill. He might just have it on like 3 kicks or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever the case, it's very similar to Blanca's. He can crouch and then he has moves out of it.
Yep.
Yeah, and it does go through fireballs, so Fang actually has quite a few options against fireballs. Very similar to Bison, actually, both charge characters with a massive arsenal against fireballs. One thing that Ryu does have the ability to do in this matchup, whenever Fang puts down a cloud, Ryu can heavy Tatsu on reaction. Heavy Tatsu on Ryu is projectile invincible after a certain amount of frames. So if Fang decides to put down one of his clouds, Ryu can just Tatsu straight through it and hit Fang through the other side. Yeah, Rajel not really knowing what to punish with there. Oh, that back throw does a grip of damage.
Fun wins.
Such a tricky situation as well, because you might change the side you're blocking from and just get thrown instead.
Yeah. I mean, it's very hard, especially in OCE, to get match up with a lot of these obscure characters. So you can't really blame anyone for not knowing what's happening when Fung's on the screen. I think Chillwave just did the best he could there, which is
absolutely.
all anyone can do in those matchups. Yeah.
Yeah, I
You got Marzio back.
I don't think I've actually played a Fung ever.
Let's do this.
Yeah, and that's one of the advantages of learning these obscure characters as well, is when you do run into one, they might underestimate your knowledge of the character and try to get away with some stuff. I know Fangs especially, they have many moves that are plus and move them forward. So what they'll do is they'll just use your inexperience and lack of knowledge on the character to just cycle their plus frames. You'll never know when to interrupt. It can be very, very oppressive. So learning these characters when you do run into the odd Fung, especially at high level, because let's be real, you're not going to see many Fungs in bronze, silver, gold ranks. The first Fungs you're going to see online are likely going to be platinum plus rank, and at that point, these players are going to know what they're doing. So going up against a Fung for the first time, very, very scary proposition.
Yeah. So Marzio going with Vega.
Yeah. Two very uncommon characters on the screen at the moment. I do happen to play Vega, and I can tell you this matchup is very weird. Good use of very long-range pokes is essential on Vega playing this matchup. You're going to want to use a lot of Buster Claw, V-Skill 1. I would generally pick V-Skill 2, the backflip dodge in this matchup. Really helps with Fung's pressure strings. Barcelona's in this matchup are fairly ineffective as well. Fung's crouch medium kick anti-air will just destroy Vega on the way down. Yeah, that crouch fierce as well also messes it up. It's very vertical and hits all the way above him, and Fung lowers himself very close to the ground, underneath the hitbox that Vega's claws are going to hit. So, yeah, Fung definitely has some very strong tools against Vega's special moves here. Yeah. The Fung can kind of shut down. Yeah, Fung can kind of shut down that option. I've played Rigel with my own Vega quite a few times, so straight away Rigel trying to find the option to beat those Barcelonas right away. Priority number one. And yeah, the rest of this match is going to be Vega trying to get in and Fung trying to zone. Yeah, I don't know if Poison has an effect on Vega's Claw. Vega's Claw does come off in this version, and when it comes off, he loses a lot of his ranged abilities. There the Claw goes right now. So once he loses that, it becomes much, much harder to be effective in neutral. All of your range is really short after that happens. And with Fang's big normals and his clouds and fireballs, you really want some range.
What triggers the claw to come off? Like, is it a certain amount of damage in one hit, or is it just like at a certain percentage, or?
The claw has its own health bar. It's invisible to the player. I believe it has about 800 odd health. But when you block attacks, the chip damage you take also eats into its health bar. So it can come off quite early, a lot earlier than you would expect it to. So what a lot of Vegas will do is they'll take the claw on and off throughout the match, trying to preserve it so that one hit from death, they still have some health in the claw, so they'll die before it actually falls off.
That would make the matchup, say, Bison pretty difficult because you're going to usually be taking a lot of chip damage from his long strings.
Yeah, and the Bison matchup can be very hard as well because your claw is your main tool against a lot of Bison's shenanigans. As soon as you lose the claw, as soon as you lose, not just to keep him out, like with the claw's special moves, he has a lot of punish options that he loses out on when he takes it off. So losing the claw is very detrimental in that matchup. Just as a quick example, the spin edge slash that Vega can perform with the claw on, the heavy one goes up above his head, and you can use that to snipe Bison out of the air when he's trying to do Devil's Reverse or Head Stomp or
Yeah.
Skull Divers. As soon as you lose it, you can't really contest Bison anymore. You have to dash around on the ground and things. So it does become a lot more difficult. Yeah, good to see representation for these underplayed characters. Street Fighter V has become a very balanced game over the years. Most of these characters, if not all of them, have a place. Maybe perhaps not in tournament, but definitely online. Every single one of them can perform and can take matches, can take games, especially at high levels. So yeah, it's good to see some of these underplayed characters getting some love.
Yeah, especially with such a big cast too.
Yeah, we're going to end up with 45 characters, I believe, 46.
That's pretty big for a 1v1 game.
Oh, definitely. It was originally going to be 40, but we're going to be on par with Street Fighter 4's old roster. Ironically, Street Fighter 4 was never meant to get the Ultra Edition until Street Fighter Cross Tekken's underperformance. So a similar thing has happened, but because of COVID instead. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's great for the players, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, definitely can't complain. We can wait a bit longer for Street Fighter 6. So we've actually got Fang zoning out Cigar here. Professor, we've seen in the last few games, a very aggressive Cigar, wants to really close the gap, get in, do big damage with those normals. So Rigel playing to that and really trying to zone him out.
Actually, some of these fun matches that Professor's played Rigel against is the most zoning I've ever seen Professor do. He's normally quite aggressive.
That's a common theme with a lot of silver and gold Shoto players is they don't really rely on their fireballs too much. They might throw one or two in neutral, but then they go straight back to try and getting in on you.
I mean, the fireball game is a whole thing to learn in itself.
Yep. Weird neutral going on here. Good punish. Then heavy kick on that sleeve. Rajel's very happy to just sit back, let the poison do its work. You can see Professor was a little bit lost in. You can see Professor's a little bit lost in neutral here. He's sort of just hanging back, being a little less active, not sure what to do or how to approach.
Ooh, a lucky tiger cannon. Let it rip.
Fight.
So Professor opting to get his charge, backing up. Might be hoping that Rigel makes the approach to him. Unfortunately, Fang's options are so strange that Professor's baiting the approach but isn't sure how to counterattack. The XTP into the corner.
That's one way to do it.
Yep, regains his corner control. Now he has pressure in the life lead.
Good interrupt.
I'm fully expecting another EXTP to take the game here.
Yeah, you can see Rigel's waiting for it.
Yeah, I think Rigel's very aware. There it is.
And there it is.
I mean, unfortunately, that position, Rigel had to guess, right?
Yeah, he had to commit to something at the end there, but sometimes you just guess wrong.
Yep, that's it. If he tried to walk back, there might have been a crouch medium kick fireball coming out. So, yeah, really unfortunate there, but yeah. That's the thing about Street Fighter V. It's the person with the life lead that doesn't have to guess.
Yeah,
If you're on the back foot and you don't have any life to play with, you can't guess on defense. If it's the other way around and you have the life lead, then you're allowed to play around. You can throw out your EXTPs. But yeah, it's really awkward when you've got pressure, the opponent has a life lead, and they have a bar. Very awkward decision you have to make there. approach that I hadn't considered until V-Shift came out, and some people in the community I follow were talking about this. People were talking about the impact of V-Shift and which characters in the cast would benefit and which wouldn't. And it was decided upon that characters that thrive in neutral would benefit the most, right? Because V-Shift resets the game back into neutral, and those characters thrive when the game is played in neutral. And one of the interesting discussions we had was not taking Oki, you know, and not putting yourself in one of those guess situations. So, for example, in that matchup, in that match we just saw, Rigel's Fang, instead of taking Oki, could have just gotten the knockdown and just stood away from Cigar and not done anything, not taken his pressure. That's also a viable option. You don't always have to take your offense. If you're comfortable playing the neutral and thinking you can outplay your opponent, it's never a bad thing to just take your chances on the ground.
Which, yeah, until now, with the introduction of V-Shift, you probably wouldn't consider normally, just because of how offense-heavy Street Fighter V tends to be.
Yep, and how difficult defense in general is. Like, most of your defensive options in this game lie at the higher end of the skill ceiling, you know?
Yeah.
So you'll really start to understand defense up Diamond Plus, but yeah. You do have defensive options in this game, it's just a lot of them are very complex to understand and hard to implement. So V-Shift is a welcome addition. These two guys are just slobber knocking it out. Look at this. Crush counters flying across the screen, jumping, dashing. We've got ruffian kicks flying across. Yep. Big DPs. Stun bars are cranked. Good DP.
I'm liking these anti-airs from Locky.
Oh yeah, look at that, 2 in a row. Beautiful.
Professor's had free reign with his jump ins most of the night.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You don't expect that many jumps from a character like Cigar, so it can throw you off guard quite a bit.
Don't underestimate the old range Cigar.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember a Cigar player who jumped in on me, got anti-aired, jumped immediately again, got anti-aired a second time, and then tried it a third time and got in because I was still recovering.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, some of these Cigars just want to go in, you know, do big damage. And that's definitely one approach of the character, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, punish opportunity there.
Does this Tiger need more plus than it will got better advantage than it did before?
I think it got buffed, yes. It's definitely still punishable though. I was playing against a Cigar earlier today and I was getting clean 3-frame punishes on the medium and heavy ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely still punishable. I think they're a lot better and you can space them a lot easier now.
Yeah.
Especially with the V skill enhance. That helps him quite a bit as well. Yeah. I saw a lot of Twitter posts, you know, Cigar knee is back. Street Fighter 4, they were missing that quite a bit.
I did try my hand at a bit of Cigar, but I don't know. His combos felt weird to me. I'm not used to a lot of DP motions.
And Cigar's got a lot of DP enters on everything. His knee is a DP input, uppercut.
Just in practice mode, like, this is scary. I'm gonna drop this combo and get blown up for 300 damage.
Yeah, I think the coolest thing Cigar has is his Karas.
Yeah, Kara's really cool.
Yeah, like picking up a juggle from knocking your opponent half screen away, really, really good feeling when you're playing the character. I don't remember, but one of our resident Cigars has some really nice Karas on him. Like if you jump from anywhere on the screen, you're going to get DP'd. He will Kara halfway across the screen to meet you up in the air.
Round 1. Fight.
Yeah, for SG.
Yeah, I think in this matchup,
character, we've got a fair few Cigars in the server.
Yeah, we never used to, but they all started coming out of the woodwork about 3-4 months ago.
Yeah.
There's more Cigars than everybody else now. Oh, I can't believe that stand heavy kick didn't connect. such a good hitbox on that move. It's rare to see it whiff like that.
Time to say goodnight.
Oh dear. Massive stand heavy kick.
Solid. Oh, bugger all.
And clips the toes to finish out the round.
Nope.
Oh, CFM, please.
CFN, no. Not like this. We get an F in the chat for CFN, please.
I wonder if the host left. Spectating halted. We'll have to see. That's the one thing I wish that... Oh, no, everybody's still here. Oh, it's just... Damo's lost spectator. The match is still going. Okay, no worries.
No.
Well, we can just talk about that matchup then. So we've got Birdie versus Cigar, right? Gui was jumping a lot, and that's understandable. As a lower ranked player, you're going to want to jump a lot against Cigar, trying to get over those fireballs, not having to deal with these big buttons on the ground.
Definitely, but that's what Sagat wants you to do.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if he has his V-Skill 1 charge up on the uppercuts, you'll end up eating massive combos for that.
Yeah.
So how would you suggest getting around Cigar's fireball game?
See, it's a bit easier for me as a Bison player because Bison's got a lot of tools to deal with that. Birdie, I'm not so sure about. I'm not very familiar with Birdie. I know he's a grappler predominantly. I know he's got a lot of those longer range things. He's got like the chain, which is it's like a hip grab, and he's got the dolphin dive as well. But you saw the way Professor blew up that dolphin dive with the standing heavy
Definitely.
kick.
Crush that out of the sky real quick.
Yeah, I don't know. How would you get in on Sagat if you were playing Birdie?
So I believe Birdie's bullhorn. I think that's what it's called. His headbutt move.
Yep.
I believe that does go through fireballs and has quite a big advancing hitbox on it. So from maybe a third of the screen away from Sagat, you can definitely use that to get through fireballs. But at that range, Sagat's using his big normals.
Yeah.
So I would suggest approaching the matchup in a similar way you would approach Guile, right? In the Guile matchup, what you want is Guile using his normals. You don't want him using his fireballs. And the way you do that is you have to get up to Guile's face, and you have to be in the range where his fireballs are risky and you can jump them, right?
Yeah.
So the truce sort of stays with Sagat. Sagat's normals are very big and they hit very hard, but they're very slow as well. So if you can get close to Sagat, then you can start jumping on him when he's trying to poke you out with his long range normals. By the time he recovers, he's not going to have time to anti-air you. And another option is to just walk up, block his pokes, and then take your turn back. A lot of his long-range pokes are minus on block. So just allowing yourself to walk into his poke range, allowing him to hit into your block, and then taking things from there, also not a bad option.
Got some more fun action coming.
Oh dear, does Castle know this character though?
Yeah.
We saw Rigel, perhaps he can take some inspiration from Rigel's showing before.
I don't know fun, but it's just looking like buttons so far to me.
Of the cast you have to know before you start picking 11, you know?
Yeah. I would be very impressed if Castle wins this one.
Yeah, I think Castle's approach, if he doesn't know the character, is going to be trying to get in close, doing a lot of throws, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, struggling really hard with that fireball game. That looked fairly free for Professor.
Fight.
Whole combo there, getting the poison in. These two are just pushing buttons. Oh my goodness.
That was not a confirm. Professor, please.
I think you just did it. This man has no concern, no care. He's like, I feel it. I'm gonna super. Big stand
Truly
heavy
has
kick.
no fear.
No fear. None.
Raw activate. DP.
Big
He's
uppercut.
going in.
Round 3.
So now that Castle's seen this, he should tighten up his offense a little bit, block a little bit more, trying to bait these uppercuts.
Hard to do if you don't have a character.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, anti-airing with this character alone, if you're not familiar with him, like, what button would you expect to be an anti-air on Fang?
Yeah. I don't know. I'd just be pressing crouching buttons or something come out.
Like, I'm stealing from both sides. Did you see that heavy kick before from Cigar, though? He managed to crush counter Castle's jump from behind Cigar's head with that stand heavy kick.
Yeah, the hitbox is pretty nutty.
Oh, that Tiger knee I don't think was meant to connect. I don't think that was a
I
whiff.
think that was
a
just.
setup.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looked more like a frame kill.
Round 4.
Yeah. Like, he went straight for a medium punch after that. I don't think that was by accident.
Full bar stock.
Alright,
So
studies.
I think an EX would have connected in that situation, right?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, that was a sweep. Gotta punish those. Yeah, you can see these two characters just smashing into each other. Just normal after normal after normal, back and forward. Blocked heavy
Nice.
punch into blocked heavy punch.
The unstoppable force and the immovable object.
Yep. And as an offensive player, that's what you want, right? You want to really scare your opponent into blocking, and the way you do that is just button after button after button. Letting your opponent know that there's a potential they could get hit.
Sagat wins.
Professor takes another one.
He's on a bit of a roll tonight.
He is, yeah.
It's go time.
Here's the question.
He wins. Oh.
Yeah. Sound to Amazio right now. So here's the question. Should Damo... Oh, Professor drops.
Duck
Let
him.
everybody else play for once.
Let's do it.
Like, nah, I'm too good for you guys. I'm just going to take a rest. You know, my hands are sore from kicking so much ass in this lobby. I'm just going to, like, take a breather.
That's it.
Pour myself a drink.
I can't have all the fun. Oh, we're seeing the Honda from Damo.
Go beyond the
God, I haven't seen this in a while. I don't know how this one's going to go.
Also considered an annoying character to play against. Rigel.
Why doesn't Rigel get a Honda? I hear this character's degenerate.
I'm not gonna lie, I would like to see a Rigel Honda. No, I wouldn't want to play against a Rigel Honda, but
Yeah,
I'd
no,
like to see
it's
it.
fun to watch. It's fun to watch. We wouldn't play it. That headbutt. Damo really needs to be punishing the stand heavy punch against most of Ryu's blocked specials. But he's just not doing enough damage. You really need to stop. You need to convince your wave not to do those moves. And the best way to do that, do as much damage as you can when given the opportunity. Really make him hurt for it. Big sumo headbutt. We're expecting a fireball. Yep. That's the thing about Honda, right? You can sort of...
easier than morning practice.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing about Honda, right? It's like, a lot of the characters just throwing out specials in neutral. Of course, you have to pick your moments, but some of Honda's best tools in neutral are his special moves.
That's it. Once you're close to Honda, you don't want to give him any space to start doing stuff again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Ryu should be focusing on his fireballs, not jumping in. But you can see Chill Wave is just a little bit unsure in this matchup. He's not sure if he should be in, out, zoning.
again, he's another one of those characters that's fairly uncommon, so it's natural that especially newer players won't know what to do against him.
Thing you have to know about Honda is he's a spacing trap beast. Very similar to fighting Balrog. A lot of his charge moves he can space to make himself safe, and if you try to counter poke with something that isn't going to reach or is too slow, he can just whiff punish your attempt to punish him for his special moves.
And no quick rise into a jab takes out one of the chill wave.
Yeah, chill wave comfortable pushing a button there. Oh, he really needs his whip punishes on these headbutts. So Damon's electing to use the light headbutt in neutral, which is the one that's easiest to space. What you want to do as the defensive player, you want to stand just outside that range or just inside the range of that headbutt. If you stand outside it, like right there, you want the headbutt to whip past you, and then you can punish it for big damage. If you stand within the range, it's minus. And it makes it very hard for Honda to space, so you can try to get you punished that way as well.
The headbutt anti-airs as well, so you wouldn't really be able to neutral jump it, would you?
It's fairly hard to jump against Honda. You'll probably eat like a random butt splash or something, especially in the corner. It's not advised to jump against Honda. So you have to play a very grounded game, and very similar to Balrog. Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
Do you think that was a read?
That's one way to keep it. I don't know.
I think it was a read. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I think that was a read.
Read like a book.
It's a hell of a way to end the round. Yeah, Shillwave really trying to rush in there, get some stuff happening up close, but in this matchup, Ryu's got the fireball, you really should just be trying to zone Honda out. Honda needs a bar on his headbutt to get through fireballs, so it's very hard for Honda to deal with it when he doesn't have meter. Here he has super stocked, but the occasional fireball is still a very good tool against Honda when he's not expecting it. Very good punish.
Oh, drops it at the end.
Yeah, it did drop the ender, but it's still big damage for the part he did get. Right, let's see if we can get it this time. There it is. Gets the full thing. Finishes the combo.
It's a very cool combo too.
Morning practice.
Yeah.
It's a very fun combo.
Final round.
I mean, Honda players, when they get the right hit, must have so much fun with this character.
Yeah.
Damn it.
They get to push every button on their stick.
Not yet. Hadouken. Hadouken.
Yes, Shillwave's starting to use a few more fireballs. Unfortunately, Damo's jumping quite a bit in response. So there's some pacing going on here. You can see there that after the blocked headbutt, Ryu was not in range to get that crouch medium punch to connect. You really have to pick a further reaching, slower button in order to check Honda and other characters of his archetype when they do that sort of stuff. Yeah, Chillwave at the moment is really concerned about the ground game, really watching those headbutts, and is allowing Damo to jump in for free.
Damn it. You win.
And Damo takes it. So if there was advice I would give Fluxwave in this... Fluxwave. Chillwave. Oh god, I watched that tournament the other day. Yeah, I watched that tournament the other day, but we're not doing Poison at the moment, we're doing Honda. If there was any advice I could give him in that matchup, is to focus more on the fireballs, keep an eye on Honda's meter to see when he's got a bar, because that's the only real way he has to get through fireballs effectively from far out. And when you block a headbutt, a light spaced headbutt, try to poke Ryu back with crouch medium kick, something that's going to reach really, really far. It doesn't have to be fast, just something that will reach Honda to stop him from doing anything else.
I think Ryu's standing medium kick was probably his furthest reaching normal, if I can remember correctly.
Yep, stand medium kick would be a very good option.
This would be perfect for a
If you do it enough times, so this is the mix-up, right? If you block a headbutt that's spaced and you stand medium kick in response, the Honda knows that there's probably a button coming after their headbutt doesn't succeed in hitting, right?
Yeah.
So then what you can start doing is after you block a headbutt in the future, they'll be sitting waiting for the medium kick, and you can just dash up and get your pressure started.
Yeah.
You can either dash up, throw them into the corner, or you can go for a pressure string.
You
Mazio
can
back to his
forward
main.
and just push some buttons that give you a bit that you can get a bit more of.
Yep, true. Yeah, if you're not 100% confident that you can dash in, you can just walk forward a little bit. Mazio going in. Gets the
Demo
throw.
almost trampolining in neutral there. There's neutral jumps. Trying to get the stomp or the headbutt to whiff.
Mazio loves his special moves on Alex. So Damo's goal in this matchup should be to watch out for the special moves and punish accordingly. He should halve what he's doing in neutral. You can see he's trying, like right there, counter hit, right? He should really slow down on his buttons and just play more patiently. See, like right there, that was a medium punch that got him hit by the stomp.
I will say, Mazio seems like he's got a pretty good sense of when to do them, even if he does throw them out pretty frequently.
Yep. You can tell that Mazio's been playing grapplers for some time. He can really tell when you want to block and when you want to push buttons. Right. Oh my
Oh,
god.
goodness.
Mazio's really enjoying that V-shift mechanic. He's been using it all night. To great effect, actually. He's gotten a super off of it. He's just got his command grab off of it. He's loving it.
For so long, poor Alex has had very little defensive options after being knocked down.
good.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man, down to the.
But I mean, like, the trade-off is you get very, very good offense on your buttons up close. So if
Yeah,
the tables are turned, like you can be put in very bad situations against Alex. Good check on that stomp. Trying to get a crush. Knows that Mazio wants to push buttons.
Do you
Dash up,
think
gets
the nerf on jab anti-airs really works in Alex's favor as well? Because you do have to sort of neutral jump and air-to-air those specials now. You can't just throw a jab at them.
I suppose. I know the jab anti-air interacts differently with special moves than it does with jump-ins.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. I think most of the time you would want to be neutral jumping against that stomp mix-up anyway.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the best way to go about it. If anything, the jab anti-air would hurt Alex in that regard because he can't just jab you as you're falling out of the neutral jump anymore.
Round four.
True, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, I don't think you really needed a jab anti-air against Alex all that much anyway. His jump is pretty floaty. His jump in attacks aren't that deep. So
Yeah.
yeah, one of the easier characters in this game to anti-air effectively. Good choice on that EX upper. Get you out of that guaranteed Oki Alex gets off that that anti-air knee. Catches Mazio doing stuff at full screen. Ooh, flicker to catch the
Look at
V-shift.
catches that, yeah.
Yeah, Mazio's loving this mechanic. good whip punish on Damo's part. Alright, we've got activation, pressure in the corner. Can't be reversal that snatcher now. The guard break doesn't actually get you a combo, but it does prevent you from V-reversaling now, so you can't just get out of his pressure for free anymore. Yeah, goes for the throw on that -2.
Oh, and
Very nice
yeah.
anti-air. Yeah.
Looks like I won. All right. Final round.
One thing you can say about Mazio, very active player on the ground, very offensive rushdown oriented player, but he does take the time to, play fundamentally when he's at half screen to full screen away. Wow, what a crush anti-air. Another crush.
He loves the crush anti, yeah.
He might be able to build super here. That was a pretty swanky combo.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah, could have got the super finisher there with a different combo route, but still closes it out effectively. Yeah, Alex is a machine this season. I remember before the patch, whenever I'd seen Alex online, I never knew the matchup, but I would just play my game, you know? I would
Yeah.
just play my character and use their strengths against Alex, and that's all you need to do. You know, you need to know how to punish like one or two things, like the dive kick, for example. You need to know like what it did and how minus it was, but otherwise, I never bothered learning the character. Nowadays, though, I've noticed that when you go online, these Alexes, they mean business. If you do
Yeah.
the wrong thing, you're going to get stunned in like 2 sequences.
They spend a long time at the bottom of the tier list and they're not happy about it.
No.
Yeah, no worries.
Yep, easy. All right, so this is looking to be our last match for the night. We'll close out the stream after this one. We've got Rigel with his main Colleen.
Round
We've
one.
got Marzio back again with his main Alex. Let's see how this goes. Now, Rigel's a very fundamental player. He loves poking with big buttons on the ground. Very confirm heavy player.
Ooh, and the first parry.
Yep, Colleen's got a lot of tricks though, with those brinicles, the summon fireball above your head, and with the slides. She gets some dirty side switch stuff. Very tricky character. There's that dive kick.
I have to get out.
Yep. Throw break. That throw break was, yep, closes it out. Sniping kick. That throw break was pretty impressive. To throw break that late into the sequence without getting counter hit throughout, really, really impressive stuff. So Marzio is playing a lot more grounded now, a lot more poking. Unfortunately, this is the game Rigel loves to play. He loves to try and whiff punish you.
And Colleen too.
Yeah, you can see there the crouch medium punch whiff punish attempt from Colleen. Big staggers. Right, mix up time. That sequence there, you can actually punish that. If you block the flash chop from that lariat stand medium punch flash chop sequence, it does actually leave you in range for a full frame punish. So Marzio might have to take that into account as he builds his Alex. As he goes up the ranks, people will start punishing that. Double lariats. Right, Marzio trying to clip an approach with some lows. Dragon Rigel to the corner. Rigel manages to get out. Unfortunately, that stomp from Alex kind of reversed the situation, put him in the corner instead of Rigel. Alright, Rigel gets a mix up here. Oh, this dirty side switch.
Oh,
It's another
again.
one.
The reset.
Somebody please delete this character from this game. He's got a bar.
Tries
Can he
to
close?
reshift out.
Of course he can. This character.
You lose.
Round four.
Once triggers pop, you're just flipping coins.
Yep, pretty much. You kind of have to study the character and know when she's going to do it. But yeah,
Well, I suppose a V-shift's probably not a bad option if you think they're going to try and reset you.
yep. And by the time you're ready to use the V-shift, you'll have built the meter off that combo he's going for the reset off of anyway. That's why Rigel's so scary to fight. He loves trying to whiff punish you, playing the neutral game, poking around. All of his buttons have massive confirms attached to them like this. At least a good Oki. But then at the same time, once he pops speed trigger, you're guessing left rights. He's got instant dashes into your face, crazy pressure, crazy setups, very scary to play.
Colleen's parries are a nightmare for Bison.
Yeah.
Never have I had to think so hard about pressing buttons. Oh,
Downside, but you can
Oh.
space them so easily. Damn. I have to
could
wonder
have,
if I
could
was
have
going to
punished the EX.
Final round.
I can't remember the name of the move, but he goes with the V trigger instead.
Right, because the no rise gets some Oki. Okay. Blocking, nice. So Rogel's right now telling Marzio, you're gonna have to command grab me.
I haven't seen him commit to a lot of the command grabs. It's mostly been stomps.
Yep. So that's an adjustment Marzio should make in the future as the effect goes on. Risky
Well, good
jumps.
hit for Marzio could end Rogel.
Yep.
Oh,
Damn. Masked that charge really nicely. Rigel did not expect that. Unfortunately, Alex is out of bar now, and Rigel's fully stocked in V-Trigger. One more mix-up into Super, we'll take the game. Oh, that shimmy, that would have worked.
there we
Dash
go.
up command throw.
Old
I was saying
faithful.
before, Marzio has obviously played a lot of grapplers. He knows when you want to block. And right there, clearly taking advantage of it, dashing up, getting his throw for the win.
It'll be the last match for this evening. And I believe we've got bust-ups tomorrow night as well.
Yep. I believe that starts at 7, though I
7 o'clock,
may...
yeah.
Yep. So that'll be our Undergolds tournament. We'll be running a round robin that night with 3 first to 3 finals for winners, losers, and grand finals. So that should be something really, really good for a lot of the lower ranked players and just players in our community in general to go check out. Definitely go on and support, watch the streams. It's a lot of fun for our beginner players, and it really gets their feet wet into the competitive Street Fighter V environment. So yeah, definitely come out, support, check it out.
Definitely. I've competed before. I'll be competing again tomorrow night. It's a ton of fun.
Will you be running Bison?
Oh, I don't know anything else.
See you Bison then.
Yep, that's it.
All right. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Please check out the Street Fighter Australia group. This event was run by Majin's Dojo, the Discord group. We run in parallel with Street Fighter Australia. Both are run by the same team. So please go check out Street Fighter Australia. Please check out Majin's Dojo Discord server. And get involved. We do events every Friday, like this one. We do regular tournaments, and I believe we've got some stuff in the pipeline, really big events coming. We'll have another open in about a month or so, and we have some other stuff in the works. So definitely keep an eye out, check us out, and get involved. All right. Any closing remarks, Chris?
Be ready to hold back tomorrow because I'm going to be plus on everything. That's all.
He's going to put Bison to work. All right. Thanks very much, guys. Have a good one. Catch you later.